What's up, guys?
Hey, Johnny, how's it going?
Good, good. How are you?
Good. All right, we'll get started here with Ben.
Johnny, coach said that on that last play, he didn't want the ball handler to turn the corner, but he thought your recovery was what kind of keyed the play there. Can you talk about that last play, how it developed?
Yeah. We were planning to force him into the trap on the sideline, and then when he went middle, I didn't want to foul him and give him free throw shots. So I just kind of tried to let him go without fouling, and then just get back in front, which we were able to do, and then we got a big steal, good rotations. So.
What did that feel like when you saw the ball headed toward Jules's hands?
I was super relieved. Relieved.
Okay. Other questions for Johnny?
Would you kind of call this a gut check win? I mean, I know a lot of things didn't go well for you guys. You had 8 turnovers in the second half. Chris got hurt, and yet you still pulled it out. So is that kind of a gut check win?
Yeah, I mean, it's always good to get a win, but we definitely got to be much better defensively. I let Plummer really get going, and I mean, credit to him. He's a talented player. But I let him get going in the beginning. So this thing we definitely got to be better with defensively. But it's always good to get a win. So we'll take it.
Mike.
Hey, Johnny. Do you think that the layoff, almost 2 weeks since your last game, had anything to do with this? Did you guys feel like you were a little sluggish? Because it seemed like you came out a little slow, then got back into the game. How were you guys prepared going into the game?
I mean, obviously it's weird. 2 weeks between games, it's just kind of like a crazy situation. But I mean, I don't think we could really put it on that. Things happen. So I wouldn't say that. I mean, that was like the main reason or anything like that.
Tracy, go ahead.
Hey, Johnny, how do you defend someone like Plummer when he comes out shooting from 26, 27? Was there something you should have done? Should you extend it out on him more?
I mean, yeah, I guess you just and what I did later in the game was just, I mean, you just force someone like that who's shooting the ball. I mean, ridiculous. You just kind of force him and make him a driver. So that's what I try to do. I mean, literally not let him get the ball up. So I just try to, force him to a driver, and then we'll play from there. But, you can't really let him get any attempts. It's tough. Like, the first part of the game, you don't know he's going to be hitting those. But once he does, it's kind of like you just got to adjust. But definitely if we can go back, I mean, I wouldn't have let them get those attempts.
Where are you with your defense compared to what Coach Cronin, where he wants you to be? What do you have to do to improve, do you think?
I think just be a little more disruptive. Try to get deflections. He's really good with deflections. Rebound the ball a little bit better. So I think just being a little more disruptive.
All right, we've got time for one more if there's any last questions for Johnny. Okay, thanks for your time, Johnny.
Thanks, guys.
All right, questions for Tyger Campbell. Ben, go ahead.
Tyger, Coach talked about how, we probably make a big deal out of what would qualify as a great game for 99% of college basketball, 10 assists, 4 turnovers, but we get spoiled by you only having 0 or 1 in so many games. What did it feel like that last minute or so? Things did get a little bit uncharacteristically sloppy for the team.
Yeah, just give credit to the Utah defense. They figured out they were guarding the ball screen pretty well when I got in the lane. They were wings, so a couple of the turnovers that I had, I probably should have shot those. But just credit their defense. Their defense was really good down the stretch, and they just figured it out a little more.
What does it feel like to win a game like that where it could have gone so wrong? Chris goes down. They come back, you guys have to pull it out, and you ultimately do with the defensive stop. Is that kind of like a gut check win?
What do you mean by gut check win?
Just that you had to show some guttiness when things got hard?
Oh yeah, for sure. It was a good win for us. Any win is a good win. But just the way we played and came together at the end. Jay Hill hit some big free throws at the end, and we got a few stops, and yeah, we just toughed it out. Utah is a good team. They came in here trying to win, and we finished well. We had a better finish.
Beth Harris, did you have a question?
Hey, Tiger. I know you guys never make excuses, but both teams were coming off some long layoffs. What was it like getting back into it finally after all these stops and starts?
It was just really good because we've been practicing really hard. We had a good shoot around today, so it was just really good to be back on the court and play with my brothers again. And obviously it was good to play against a good Utah team coming back off the break, and we got a good team on Saturday. But always being on the court, it's amazing. And hopefully we don't get shut down again, God willing, and we just got to stay focused and keep going.
Thanks.
Yep.
Mike.
Hey, Tiger. What do you guys have to do to be more consistent? Obviously, Coach talked about defense, but you guys started out slow, then came back in the first half. Started out slow after halftime, came back to get the win. What's going to help out with that?
We just got to listen to what Coach preaches, and he preaches defense and deflections. So defense and deflections are going to win the game, and until we start guarding like we need to and doing the things that Coach needs us to do, we're not going to play as good as we could play. So we just got to, if we want to get better, we just got to keep listening to Coach and play harder on defense.
All right, last question here to Tracy.
Hey, Tiger, on those inbounds at the end of the game, when you're going to get fouled or someone on your team's going to get fouled, is it designed for Jalen to get fouled and take those free throws, or ideally would you want someone else to do it?
We had one play for him on the first one, and the second one he was just very open, so we hit him, and we got faith in him. We know he's a good free throw shooter, and yeah, that's pretty much it, really.
Okay, we'll wrap it up there. Thank you, Tiger.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, questions for Jules Bernard. Let's go to Ben.
Jules, can you take us through those two defensive plays at the end? First, the foul on Plummer, and then the steal to end the game. How those kind of develop?
Oh yeah, with Plummer, the first play, it was tough. I was mad at myself, but with a great shooter like Plummer, he sort of gets, when he shot fakes, it was tough. But I have to be more disciplined on that and just make him shoot a tough one over me. I was very disappointed. But I had to move on to the next play. We had a great sort of defensive scheme set up for their last play, sort of 1-2-2, and make someone who we didn't want to score get the ball. And he drove, and I was in the passing lane when he spun back and threw it. I think it was Plummer who I was guarding. So I'm just trying to be in the right place at the right time. But you move on from bad plays to make good plays.
Mike, go ahead.
Hey, Jules. What can you take from this game? Obviously, you get the win, but a few defensive lapses that Coach was talking about. And especially getting 13 points. 5 of 10 shooting. Good offensive performance for you, but how do you balance that out? What do you have to do to get better as a team going forward?
Yeah, we're happy we got the win, but there are definitely things we need to take away from this game. We didn't play our best, obviously, and primarily on the defensive end. We let one of their better players, Timmy Allen, get to his right hand, which we scouted, and we knew he was strong to his right. We let Alfonso Plummer get going early, so we just sort of have to key in early on. We've been having some slow starts, I think. And I think we need to key in
in the early, first 5 minutes until the media. And then for the second half, the first 5 minutes, first 4 or 5 minutes. So I think, if we sort of play better in those first minutes, that'll sort of, lead us to having, bigger, more comfortable leads and us essentially playing better throughout the half. So I think, just coming out from the beginning, ready to play, knowing who we're playing, knowing our personnel, stuff like that.
Ben, go ahead.
They told us that Chris has a bone bruise in his knee. If you guys are unable to have him for a little while here, what will you guys have to do to make up for that loss with other guys?
Yeah, that'd be a tough loss. I mean, we all love Chris. He's a great player, and if we're hoping that he's going to play. Obviously, he's obviously an essential piece to our team. And if we can't have him the next game, we're just gonna next man up. We have a lot of great players who do a lot for our team. So we just gotta sort of try to fill in that gap as best as possible.